From Argentina to Belarus and from Iran to Uganda, online activism is a vital tool for politically active people who are fighting for change. Women who fight for a cause online often become targets of hate speech and violence. But many stand their ground nonetheless. What role has the internet played in their fight for change? This week on Shift, we're bringing you the stories of 4 politically active women. Changing your profile picture to honor a cause, online petitions, and hashtags. The internet and social media in particular are highly useful for gathering supporters and raising awareness. Studies show this goes beyond so-called collectivism. From Black Lives Matter to Me Too, more and more social movements that spark online are leading to real social change. Many of these protests are led by women, who all too often become targets of online hate and even receive death threats. Many keep fighting anyway, like the young politician Ofelia Fernandez from Argentina.
What I can do is to stop being the victim. From now on, I'm going to be their enemy. I'm going to say the things they don't want to hear. They can edit my videos all they want and spread fake news. From now on, I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm saying what I think.
2 other women who are just as determined in their fight for change are Masih Alinejad from Iran and Tatiana Kurbat from Belarus.
Alexander Lukashenko was once again sworn in as president of Belarus in 2020 after he declared a landslide victory. But many saw the elections as rigged. Tatiana Kurbat and her team provided evidence for the vote rigging on the Golos platform.
We've proven there was election fraud. We wrote a report and shared it around the world. The EU, US and OSCE have all said Lukashenko's presidency is not legitimate.
More than 1 million voters registered on the Golos platform and uploaded their ballots. The results officially announced could thus be compared with the votes actually cast.
Right from the start, we understood that the internet gave us power. It provides protection for Belarusian society, and you can quickly and easily exchange information and connect with people.
For Belarusian opponents like Tatiana Kurbat, technology is an important tool in their fight for political change. Protests are also moving online in other countries like Iran. Masih Alinejad uses the power of her 7 million social media followers to fight for women's rights in Iran. From her exile in New York, she posts photos and videos of Iranian women defying the country's compulsory hijab law. Images these women share with her despite the dangers this entails.
The regime actually made a new law and saying that if anyone sent videos to Masih Alinejad will be charged up to 10 years prison. That didn't work. They're trying to scare people, to censor them. But immediately I got bombarded by videos from people saying that I'd rather go to prison than keep silent.
A strong stand against censorship. The protest movement has reached a worldwide audience.
That's the achievement of the campaign. Now the regime is scared of women.
Tatiana Kurbat and Masih Alinejad both had to go into exile. They were no longer safe in their respective homelands because they stood up for their beliefs and spoke truth to power. But how did they manage to build such successful online campaigns?
To protect opponents in repressive regimes, such as the one in Belarus, online anonymity is crucial. The team behind the Golos platform thus used encryption from the very beginning. They see it as a necessary security measure.
Registration on Golos takes place through chatbots in the messengers Telegram and Viber. It's absolutely safe because all people have to give us in terms of data is a phone number, which is encrypted. Even our developers can't access the registered phone numbers.
So far, this system has worked. Nobody has been arrested for uploading their voting ballot to the platform. Hashtags are a great tool for gathering supporters for a given cause. They work especially well on social media and search engines. Masih Alinejad has created several successful hashtag campaigns.
First, I launched a campaign called White Wednesdays. It means that every Wednesday, women walk unveiled in public, which is a punishable crime. I launched another campaign which is called My Camera is My Weapon. It means when the government harass you or bully you, you have your camera, you can expose them. And the regime is scared of this campaign because this is how people are gaining their voice back.
Hashtags can lead to powerful movements, like in Latin America, where people have been highlighting the widespread violence against women, using the hashtag Ni Una Menos, which translates roughly to not one woman less. The ongoing protests have led to women quotas and equal gender opportunity legislation. And in Argentina, abortions were legalized in 2020, a change that Ofelia Fernandez had long fought for.
From Instagram to the Buenos Aires city legislature, the internet helped Ofelia Fernandez get to where she is. When she was 18, a clip of her speaking out brought her online fame.
We are against this reform because it will...
No, hang on there, sweetie. We don't have anything against the protest.
Don't call me sweetie.
The exchange became definitive for Ofelia Fernandez's political career.
I was really glad at the time that the clip went viral, as we were trying to achieve something. But I thought it would quickly die down. The craziest thing for me was when I realized it kept going.
Today, she has around 1 million followers on social media. She skillfully uses her online presence to campaign for more liberal abortion laws.
We all know that secret abortions happen and that they are deadly. Socially disadvantaged women and trans men die.
Her digital activism helped bring about the legalization of abortion in Argentina in 2020. It was her first large-scale political success.
And Ofelia Fernandez was just 20 years old when the law was approved. But impressive as these women are, their success can come with downsides. Women who stand up for their convictions online often become targets for hate speech, mostly by men. Asmina Drodia, Amnesty International's researcher on technology and human rights, summarized it like this. The internet can be a frightening and toxic place for women. It's no secret that misogyny and abuse are thriving on social media platforms. When it comes to female journalists, a study by the International Women's Media Foundation found that a third have actually considered quitting their jobs because of online harassment and threats. Female politicians also know online hate all too well.
Argentinian politician Ofelia Fernandez is often targeted online, to the point that she says being insulted or threatened has become a daily experience for her.
Here someone wrote, "You're a stupid idiot. A horde of men should rape and dismember you. But you're so ugly no one would touch you. Your mother was a whore."
Working almost exclusively online during the pandemic, it's become harder for her to ignore these threats.
They managed to damage my confidence. The horrible things they said got to me. I became really paranoid.
Many women who take a public stance suffer similar targeting. For some, the danger they face forces them to change their lives. Belarusian Tatyana Kurbat and Iranian Masih Alinejad had to leave their homes because they feared state repression. And even in exile, they are not safe.
My life has changed significantly. They went after my family. They interrogated my mother, put my brother in prison for 2 years. They hired a private investigator here in Brooklyn, in front of my house, to take photos of my private life. And they were planning to take me to Venezuela and then kidnap me from Venezuela to Iran and then execute me.
In the past, Masih Alinejad has been put under police protection in the US, all because she campaigns online against the headscarf law in Iran. A different method of prohibiting digital activism is classical censoring. Ugandan women's rights activist and journalist Rosebel Kagumire has reported on how political rulers have temporarily blocked specific social networks or slowed down internet speeds in the run-up to elections.
Banning social media and internet shutdowns is currently a dictator's perfect tool against people on this continent. You want to hold them, you want to shut them up, you shut the medium they are using, and which is social media.
Most recently, the internet was hugely restricted during the unrest in Kazakhstan in January 2022. During that same period in Burkina Faso, access to Facebook and WhatsApp was disrupted. This technique is unfortunately not uncommon. A recent study found that since 2015, a third of all countries worldwide have restricted access to social media, although usually only temporarily. Some find themselves with no option but to go abroad, like Ugandan journalist Rosebel Kagomire. She moved to Senegal for months in order to have unrestricted access to the internet.
The internet is a powerful tool of our times. For my work as an African feminist, the internet has helped us to break barriers in terms of even language, borders, to be able to understand, on a daily basis. Just like yesterday, I was online, I was on Twitter, and suddenly I see images of South Sudanese women protesting on the streets in Juba.
On her website, AfricanFeminism.com, the Ugandan journalist gathers exactly this kind of information. Together with around 30 female authors, she uses the online platform to document what actions women fighting for equal rights are taking across Africa.
I take pleasure in working with different women who are actually working with their communities, speaking out, breaking the silence, and making sure they take us as a continent towards a more gender equal and a just world.
Rosebel Kagomire and her fellow campaigners fight for women's rights and also take their fight online. But right now, even internet access is unevenly distributed in Africa, where only 30% of all internet users are women. But these 4 women are taking the long view and fighting for change, despite the significant obstacles they face. I find this really impressive. The way I see it, the world would be a better place if there were more women like Masi, Tatiana, Rosebel, and Ophelia. And they need our support to help make change happen, online and offline. Which women are your role models? And which online campaigns have impressed you the most? Let us know on YouTube or at dw.com. Goodbye and see you next time.